Test, test, test. Rasha, is somebody calling the mayor, or should we call the mayor? I don't see him in.
The mayor has been called.
Okay. So we're ready as soon as the mayor arrives, I guess, to start the meeting, unless you guys want to start otherwise.
Here. Is she up there? Is she up there?
Councilwoman Esther Mervin is in here.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Ricardo? They had Ricardo sent you the link.
Yes.
Could you please go to the second floor?
Oh, the mayor needs assistance? Okay. Mayor, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, so let me make sure we're live streaming on the channel, and then you can start the meeting, okay?
Well,
Okay.
Vice Mayor Deslame is not on.
Okay, thank you.
Councilwoman Keys is inaudible.
Councilwoman Esther Irvin is here, and I see Councilwoman Keys is also present. She may not have audio. And Councilman De Suma is here as well.
She popped in.
Ricardo, do you see me? This is Galvin. Do you see me?
Yes, I see you. Thank you.
I can see you, Councilman.
Okay.
Mayor, we're live in the channel now.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. And today is August 11, 2020. And this is our council, our CRA meeting. And the meeting is called to order, Madam Clerk.
Board Member Galvin?
Here.
Board Member Deslame?
Here.
Chairman Bieneme?
Here.
Board Member Keys? Board Member Keys?
There she is.
She's having connection issues.
Okay, can we move forward?
We're
Oh,
going to, okay.
She's here.
Thank you, Board Member Keys. Board Member Estimate Irvin?
Present.
Chairman, you have a quorum to proceed.
thank you very much. Can I hear can I hear motion on the minute from June 23rd, 2020?
Move.
Second.
Thank you very much. Agenda item number 1.
We have a motion to approve the minutes of June 23rd, 2020, made by Board Member Estimate Irvin, seconded by Board Member Galvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes with a 5-0 vote.
Thank you very much. Agenda item number 1.
Agenda item number 1, approval of change order of $50,000 for legal representation services. Agenda item 1.
Good afternoon, Chairman and board members. Rasha Kamo, your attorney CRA. Before you is a request from staff to increase their legal representations contract by $50,000. As you recall, the board had approved originally $100,000, but we are now near depletion and we need an additional $50,000 to cover us through the end of September. With all these new grant programs and the agreement that we've come up with due to COVID-19, our attorney has been busy working. So we need an additional $50,000 so we won't go over the budget and we can ensure that all our items are properly vetted by our attorney. Staff recommends approval.
Thank you very much. Any questions from board members?
Motion to approve.
What up?
Motion to approve. Second.
Second.
I had a question, but go ahead.
Go ahead with your question, Vice Mayor.
Rasha, with the amount that you're trying to get approved, would this be within this additional 50? Do you think that you may be coming back until the next fiscal year, or this would be sufficient?
This will be more than sufficient. We'll probably have a balance left over because we're now in August. The next meeting really is going to be the budget hearing and the other agreements and to approve. So in October, this new contract will come to you.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do you have any comment from the public, Madam Clerk?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending this afternoon's virtual CRA meeting. This meeting will allow live public comment by attendees. Public hearing will take place upon announcement by the chair of the meeting, Chairman Philippe Bien-Aimé. From that time, attendees will be able to virtually raise their hand, and this should function similarly to lining up at the podium. Attendees cannot leave their hand raised throughout the entire meeting, so if you raise your hand when an item is read, it will be removed. Do not forget to state your full name and complete address for the record, and remember, you all have up to 2 minutes to make your comment. Thank you in advance for your understanding and your feedback. So if you'd like to raise your hand, please press *9 or raise your hand within the application. It does not appear that we have any hands raised, Chairman Bien-Aimé.
Thank you very much. A motion was made and second.
I have a motion made by Board Member Keys to approve Agenda Item 1. The motion was seconded by Board Member Estimate Irvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries with a 5-0 vote.
Thank you very much. Agenda item number 2.
Agenda Item 2, approval of an additional $500,000 towards the COVID-19 Renters Relief Program.
Again, at the May 12th meeting, the CRA board approved an allocation of $1 million to assist approximately 600 households with 2 months rent. When we went through the pre-screening, we identified about 935 applicants that were pretty much qualified because they were within the CRA boundaries. So as we're nearing the end of the 600 households, we're asking the board to consider funding the remainder, which is 335 households with $500,000. So that would complete the applications, all the applications that we received, that we vetted, and it's for 2 months rent. Just to give you a historical background, For this fiscal year, the board had $2.5 million in the budget under housing initiatives. You funded the 5 elderly unit project for $486,250. Because of COVID-19, no other initiatives were taken. So you had a balance of $2 million and change. You allocated $1 million into the rent relief. So you have a balance of $1 million. So therefore, I'm asking for an additional $500,000 out of that remainder to help the tenants.
Thank you very much. Any question from?
Yeah, yes, Mr. Mayor. Real quick, Washa, in reference to, I know last year you had some money that the CRA gave to the city for the home repair. Are we gonna have enough money for this year to go back into that fund, the rehab?
Yes, sir. I mean, you will have, even with this allocation, you're gonna have about $513,000 left in the housing budget. And again, we're already at the end of this fiscal year, because September 30th, and you have a new pot of money coming in the new budget when I brief you.
And we still have 570 from last year they haven't used yet.
I believe that I asked the deputy manager, I believe it's already allocated, it's being used, because I think there's almost 250 people from the past 2 years who kind of like on hold. The pandemic has something to do with it, but that's waiting for their homes to be repaired from our program. Okay, but that sounds good though.
Okay. No, but it's like when you ask information, they give us mixed information, and
yes,
and they've been sitting there, and they keep saying there's no money. Every time they say they have to come up with guidelines to spend that money. Okay, can I, if there is no other do we have any other questions in regards to that? Second.
I have a motion made by Board Member Desame to approve Agenda Item 2. The motion was seconded by Board Member Galvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries with a 5-0 vote.
Agenda item number 3.
Agenda Item 3, approval of new initiative, Nomi Delivers, an allocation of $250,000. Agenda Item 3.
In response to the Miami-Dade County no dine-in order, which negatively affected our local restaurants, and thanks to Board Member Scott Galvin, who had organized a Zoom call with local restaurants to try to understand what their challenges were with the fact that the dine-in is closed and if they may not have exterior to do sidewalk cafes, and how these restaurants, these businesses can survive. We came up with a new program called Nomi Delivers. Essentially, currently we're about to partner with Uber Eats. We're in the process of partnering with Postmates and Grubhub. We will be offering free delivery through the partnership for the residents, they call them eaters, residents and businesses within the boundaries that are ordering from these restaurants. What we are proposing to do on the back end is usually when a restaurant uses these services, they are charged a 30% fee for the service. We're proposing to help with that by covering up no more than $5,000 a month as they show us their receipts monthly. So to get to $5,000 a month, a restaurant would have to sell $16,500 a month worth of business. So we don't see that happening right away. However, we have about 90 restaurants in our CRA that are suffering from the no dine-in order. So we're asking you to approve the guidelines that we have presented. And also I'm asking for an allocation of $250,000. And it's really to continue the work all through December 2020 or until either the no dine-in is over or we run out of money or, following fiscal year, we determine what other opportunities we can create for the restaurants. We're also making sure it's for small local businesses, not chains, past CRA grantees to ensure that our investment doesn't die. You have to have a BTR and a CU. We're not asking for any more than that. And so far, Uber Eats had provided us their list of already existing businesses on their list, and we provided them a list of businesses that they need to add So they're offering free sign up with the tablet and training for those businesses that haven't been involved in the food delivery service. We feel that this will be a very positive and impactful opportunity for the restaurants. They can use that money to pay their rent, other operating expenses, and even payroll, as opposed to providing a one-time grant to these businesses. This is going to help the community and also the businesses so they can survive the pandemic. Staff recommends approval unless you have any additional questions.
Thank you very much, Vice Mayor Desulme.
Rosh, can you guys hear me? First and foremost, I want to say hat off to Councilman Galvin with the innovative ways. I received the first email with the Nomi Eats at the beginning of this pandemic. It was very creative, very well. So I really like seeing how, you start one initiative and it started from an email and it actually go into an actual program that actually benefit the residents. So I do have to say kundo to Councilman Galvin and Scott. I'm definitely in support of the program 100%. I have one quick technical questions for you, Rasha, and perhaps we could do that. And I understand the dynamics of the Grubhub, Uber Eats, Postmate, and Dashmates. That's all fine and dandy. But for some of the lower small restaurants, can you, within that, who's not participating from Nomi Delivers because of the circumstance? I think we had a meeting with Chef Vicky last week. We talked about that. Is there a way you could carve it out, or you will make sure that they get some type of whatever services that will help them out instead of that? Because we know that they'll probably not be able to, to benefit from this as is right now.
Yeah, we've already planned out with my staff, Karen Lau, and Chef Vicky will be working with those businesses to ensure that, one, the sign up is done properly, the menus, and they were taught how to properly use it so they can get their money.
Who will be getting the money? Is it the restaurant or is it the Uber Eats? Who are you paying?
The restaurant.
Oh, so you paying the restaurants directly, not the delivery service?
No.
Okay. So so let me understand. So would they pay if I order something off Uber Eats from a restaurant? Mm-hmm. I still have to pay Uber Eats though.
Well, yeah, you're paying Uber Eats, let's say the $7 for the meal. You will not be paying the delivery fee that they would have charged you.
Okay.
Right? And what they do is they charge 30% off of the $7 to the restaurant. Yes. So if the restaurant is making $1,000 a month in revenues, they have to give Uber Eats $300 out of it.
I see. So
to avoid the restaurant increasing their cost from $7 to $14, we are going to cover that 30%, that $300, to make it affordable for you at the regular rate of $7. And we're making the restaurant whole with their money so they can pay their bills, pay their rent, their operating expenses.
Okay, but Uber Eats won't be asking. So who would be paying Uber Eats? That's my question.
The partnership with Uber Eats is with the CRA. So we're going to be doing the advertising. They're going to be offering free delivery. They're going to be that's part of the partnership. What they're offering is the free services, the free, what do you call it? The sign up, and for instance, you can tip or donate to the restaurant. They're offering all those free on their end. Okay, we're going to be covering the restaurant's 30% on the back end.
But so the restaurant will be paying Uber Eats though? No. So
that's yes. In a sense, yes. What they do is they're taking out of the $7.
Because I thought we were paying Uber Eats to deliver it.
Reimbursement to the restaurant.
Reimbursing the restaurant.
I see. Okay. All right then. That was my question, my technical question.
Another thing, and Russia, out of that money, I understand some businesses, maybe some small restaurants, they're still not going to sign up with the Uber option. And can you explore other ways and to cover the delivery in case? And
Yes, I mean, we've listed, what we did before we went through this process, we called a few restaurants to ask them what are their top 3 services that they use, and that's why we have Uber Eats, Grubhub, Postmates, and DoorDash on the list, but there's an other section as well. We will document it. They will have to provide the statement from the delivery service company for us to reconcile before we reimburse them. So we have a system for that.
okay, but that's been by approving this item, and you're not tied to only those.
No.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Can I hear a motion on the item?
No, Keys have a question,
I
and
have a
then
question.
Councilman Galvin.
Sorry. Okay.
Can you hear me? Okay. So my question on the other section, I would like to make sure before we are reimbursing restaurants for the other ones that the other deliveries are vetted and are licensed. I really hate to see us being taken advantage of by just having some friends go out and deliver and charge them 30%. So I'd like to make sure that these other people, if they're not Uber Eats, Grubhub, etc., are licensed to do business in the city. And, legal entities, licensed, bonded, whatever. I think that, you've got that for the restaurants. I think our delivery people, if they're going to get reimbursed, should be legitimate.
Okay. Councilman Galvin?
Councilman Galvin.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to applaud the CRA staff. Councilman DeSume, thank you for your kind words, but I really can't take any more credit than coming up with a cute name, a cute graphic, and a Zoom call. Because it was Rasha and her staff who really figured out how the CRA dollars could be leveraged this way. So Rasha, I thank you for being so inventive and coming up with this great idea. I think it's going to get a lot of attention, and I think other communities are going to be asked to do it for their restaurants too. I know that this is theoretically just as long as indoor dining is closed, but let's say indoor dining is reopened tomorrow. I wouldn't want to see us close down the program right away, because as quick as they can reopen, they might shut it back down again, and then we'd start having to go through all the processes again. So if you hear tomorrow that indoor dining is back to 25%, 50% or something, I hope that we won't close down the program.
Thank you. Another question in regards to what Councilwoman Kawaki said, Russia, and you only tied that money to those 3 companies. And she said you don't want someone to call a friend, okay? Whether it's a friend or not. Let's see, for example, Domino's, right? They hire they don't use necessarily Uber Eats to do delivery. And how can you assist those people, for example, that company, like those pizza places, for example?
Well, actually, they have their own delivery service company as well called Slice, believe it or not.
But they pay for it.
And again, that's why I have other listed on that category. We will ensure that they are properly vetted. We will ensure that the restaurants themselves are comfortable working with whatever delivery service that they're getting, because it has to be successful. It's not something that we're going to do, fly by night and, we're failing. The primary focus is to help people survive the pandemic. So we'll vet whatever the companies are. I mean, I have to tell you, just dealing with Uber Eats with their legal department for something like this has been, weeks.
No, we understand. We understand Uber Eats, but I'm talking about.
I'm just saying, we will vet. Our attorney's here. He's going to make sure that whoever we work with is going to be properly vetted and fits within our.
How can a company like Pizza Hut, Domino's, and participate?
They can't.
Huh?
They're national. I think that's part of our rules, that it can't be a national chain. Is that not correct, Rasha?
Yeah. That's what you were just talking about.
So, Chairman, I think because actually the secretary explained it clear for me. because we're not doing it with chains. Let's say, actually El Kiosco is on Uber Eats, by the way, but let's say El Kiosco decides to have their own driver, delivery driver.
Yes.
Right? So the attorney just said, yes, it can be done as long as we have a proper monitoring system to make sure that the service is provided and the volume is being met.
Exactly. That's the service. That's it doesn't. Yeah.
It can be done that way. The reason why we're recommending using these other venues is because nobody wants to go to a different app or a different website to order food, whereas these major services offer the ease of use and selection for all the restaurants, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you open up these apps, you will see Nomi Delivers, free delivery, click here to see the list of participating restaurants. So it's not just the delivery, it's also the advertisement and the link and the direct marketing that they will be doing for us as part of the partnership. But yes, to answer your question, the attorney says, yes, we can do that. We just have to make sure we properly monitor it and ensure that you see an increase in volume in their food business.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. And can I hear a motion on the item? Agenda item number.
Councilman Galvin. Do I have a second? I have a motion made by Board Member Galvin. Do we have a second?
Second.
Public comments?
Did Mary second that before, no?
I just seconded.
Okay.
Yeah, do you want to open it up for public hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let me see if we have any public comments. If you would like to speak on this item, please raise your hand at this time. Chairman, it appears we do not have public comments on this item.
Thank you very much. Can you call the vote?
I have a motion made by Board Member Galvin to approve Agenda Item 3. The motion was seconded by Board Member Desume. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries with a 5-0 vote.
Thank you very much. CRA attorney report.
No report. Thank you.
Executive director report.
No report, thank you.
Do you have any public comments, Madam Clerk, Madam Secretary?
If you would like to raise your hand for public comment, please do so at this time or press star 9 if you are calling into this meeting. All right, Chairman, it appears that we do not have any hands raised for public comment.
Thank you very much. Any board member have any report, question, anything? Councilwoman Keys?
No.
No? Okay. Thank you very much. Can I hear a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
Second.
Thank you very much.
All right, I have a motion made by Board Member Desume to adjourn. The motion was seconded by Board Member Galvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We are adjourned at 1:30.
Thank you very much. See you at 2, guys.